Not live
Okay, it's
here?
live.
Are we live?
Yeah.
Sweet, awesome. Hey guys, how's it going? It's Arit here. We have you guys on YouTube Live and we have Facebook Live as well on the other camera. Hey guys, it's Arit here. And today we have a special guest on our Creative Success Stories series. This is Kym Tantongco. Hi, Kym.
Hello.
We're really excited to have you here. Kym has a really inspirational story. She has an entrepreneurial background, and we're going to be listening to her, how she got to where she is right now, and the downfalls that eventually led to your wins, right?
Yes.
So I'm going to just briefly read out something so you guys can get to know her a little bit, and then we're going to go into the questions. So Kym is a speaker and wellness entrepreneur with a strong desire to help people build their dream lives. At the age of 20, she landed what she thought was her dream job, but soon realized that spending the next 40 years of her life trapped in a 3-walled cubicle is more like a modern-day glamourized prison. So Kym decided to start her own t-shirt design business with her husband, which they ended up building to 5 figures in sales per month. And at the age of 25, she quit her day job to run her business full time. However, the pivotal moment in their journey came when they actually lost everything. And we're going to hear more about that, because it was this loss that actually led Kym and her husband as well to rebuild their lives into something bigger and better. So really excited to have you here, Kym.
Thank you for having me.
No problem at all. Let us also know, guys, if you're able to hear us well, if you can hear us, if you can see us all good. Jewel is behind the scenes, making sure everything is cool. And also let us know if you have any questions along the way too. So Kym, let us know, how you got started and tell us more about your story.
Okay, well, I didn't actually dream of becoming an entrepreneur. Growing up as a Filipino, you're kind of taught that, you gotta go to school, you gotta then go to university to get a good paying job as, there are some desirable careers like nurse, doctor, lawyer, that sort of thing. So that's exactly what I did. I did really well in school. I went to post-secondary school afterwards, but then I got a job at a university here locally, and it's a very desirable job. The benefits were awesome. I pretty much would have been set for life, and I got this job at 20.
Okay.
So, for a 20-year-old to be getting a pretty good salary, that's
pretty sweet.
It's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
But it didn't take long where I actually had this realization that, oh my goodness. And I got a letter from the university congratulating me.
Yeah.
And they were saying, congratulations, your earliest retirement is going to be 2052.
Wow, it actually said that in the letter.
Yes, it was a letter from about pension.
Okay, yeah.
And my retirement in the future.
Yeah.
So as a 20-year-old, I said, oh my goodness, I'm gonna be here forever, for the next 40 years.
Yeah.
Stuck between these cubicle walls, not being able to actually see what's out there in the world.
Yeah.
So after a few months in that job, I decided that, you know what? I see so many people out there in the world who are thriving in what they're doing. They love what they do. They're able to travel the world. They have the freedom. If they're doing it, what makes me different from them? And why can't I have the same?
Right.
And so I decided, okay, well, what's my way out?
Yeah.
And I thought, okay, I think business is the solution. I've never had any business experience before, but I don't know why I thought of that idea.
Did you have any friends, or did you have a network around you where other people were doing something like that?
No.
Okay.
Honestly, I don't know why.
Interesting. It's the universe. It's an idea that was placed. It was given to you.
Yes.
Very cool.
Absolutely. So I thought, okay, well, what are my strengths? I knew that I was a creative person. I like designing. I've always liked tinkering online with websites and making graphics. And so I thought, I'll make greeting cards.
Okay, cool.
And so I said to my husband, you're going with me to Michael's. Michael's is a craft, what is it?
Yeah, it's a local craft store,
craft store.
arts and craft store.
So I said, we're going to Michael's, and I dragged him over there, and I was going to go buy all the supplies needed to make greeting cards.
Yeah.
While we were there, he passed by a little machine, and this machine allows you to print designs on t-shirts.
Okay.
So he saw that, and he said, actually, you know what? You should start a t-shirt company because you like t-shirts.
Very cool. No, it's like those ideas just come up, right? It's like, oh, yeah, inspiration. Let's go with that, right? And it can be as simple as that sometimes. It's actually, it's even better sometimes to just stumble upon something and go into it as opposed to overthinking it too much. Right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I thought about it right there in the store, and I said, greeting cards are great, but I don't really feel it.
Yeah.
Whereas t-shirts, when he suggested that, I said, yeah, that's totally me. I'm a very t-shirt kind of person. I like wearing graphic shirts, and so that's exactly what I did. So 20 years old, I started my t-shirt company right in my bedroom. I designed everything myself. I printed everything myself, and then I started selling on Etsy.com.
Okay, yeah. How did you learn how to do all these things?
Google. I didn't go to business school. I just used Google, YouTube. That was, where I learned everything at that time, and actually still today. So that's how I got started, and I did that part-time for many years.
While you were working.
While I was working at the university, so I had a steady income.
Right.
That kind of fueled the side business, the side hustle.
Yeah.
And at the end of 2012, my husband lost his job.
Okay.
And my husband, I have to say, he's a realist. So he's, while I'm a dreamer, I'm always like in the clouds, thinking about the possibilities of life.
I can relate.
Yeah. He's more of like, come back down to earth. Let's talk about the reality. Yeah. And so when he lost his job, he actually was the one who said, you know what, maybe it's time that we pursue your business full time.
Wow.
So when he said that, then I said, okay, then it must be realistic because it's coming from him.
And that would mean a lot to have his support too, for someone who's always realistic about certain things, right? Yeah.
And for him too, he thought about his life, and he thought, I lost my job. I could just start again and look for another job and hate it and possibly lose that as well, and just continue this for the rest of his life. Yeah. So we both took the plunge together.
And what was going through your mind during that time, like to just kind of leave a secure job, right? That you have all these like benefits and the pension, all that kind of stuff. What was going through your mind during that time?
To be honest, I wasn't scared.
That's amazing.
Yes and no, because I think I was overtaken by the excitement of this new world that was waiting for me.
So you weren't really thinking about like, oh, what if this, what if that? You didn't have that fear.
No, I wasn't thinking about the plan B. I wasn't thinking about the things that could happen. I was just excited that I could finally break free from office. Yeah. All the time.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Cool.
So that's what we did. We took the plunge. We both were jobless. I quit my job and he lost his job. And then we just pursued the business full time.
Yeah.
We did really well for a year and a half, 2 years. We were, as you mentioned earlier, we were making pretty good sales.
Yeah.
Our designs were starting to get attention. But I have to let you guys know that my husband and I were both creative people. We know how to design. We have a good eye for things. We don't know, however, about bookkeeping and about all the background stuff of business.
The accounting side.
The accounting, the law, the legal, all these things.
Right.
And so that was, I would say, part of what contributed to our downfall, is that we were so lost as first-time entrepreneurs. I'm sure some of you guys can relate. If you guys are just starting a business, we didn't have mentors. Yeah. We didn't have any leadership or direction from anyone. It was just the two of us.
Yeah.
And all we knew was how to design.
Yeah. It's like, I mean, that's the same thing with us, right? When we started, we had to learn how to do everything ourselves too. And it's like through self-discovery that leads you through certain things. But obviously it's hard to do everything yourself, right? There are going to be certain things that will come up, like lessons learned, like for example, what happened with your business that, you know, you'll need to know for next time. But it's really tough. But so what happened? What happened after, you know, things didn't work out?
Things didn't work out. Actually, things were going well.
Yeah.
And we were so excited for the next step. Like, okay, where can we bring the business to next? And we had no financial sense. And so we just hung on to whatever hope that we could find that would take us to the next level. And so people will say, okay, if you invest in this program, this is going to take you to the next level. If you buy that and you buy that. So we were just like, rain everywhere until we had nothing.
Yeah.
And, you know, I can laugh about it today, but at that time, it was a very difficult time for us. I don't know how many of you guys watching today are married, but, you know, marriage in itself is already work. But when you mix marriage and a business, that's double the work. Now you mix marriage, a business that is in financial crisis.
A lot of turmoil.
There's a lot of turmoil, and that was 2014. Towards the end of 2014 was really the darkest time for ourselves personally and for our marriage. You know, we didn't even have enough money to eat.
Wow.
You know, during those days.
Wow. Yeah.
And just so much emotional hardship because this was my baby. Yeah. And I kind of internalized the fact that I'm a failure because my business failed, which means I'm a failure. So, but you know, with the love and support of those around us, we were able to pick ourselves back up, and we said, you know, instead of let's work together to rebuild our lives. So that's where we are today.
Very cool.
Long story short.
Very cool. No, that's amazing. You touched on so many things. I'm like, oh, I want to ask about that. Oh, so you were talking about like you had the love and support of your family members, and friends. I'm assuming, like, yes. So is that what really helped you be pulled back up? Was surrounding yourself with a network of people?
I would say, for me at least, that was the biggest part. Family is the most important to me.
Yeah.
And actually, I felt a lot of shame admitting to my parents that number one, I failed. Number two, I was depressed. And number three, my marriage was in shambles.
Yeah.
You know, that's not easy to admit to anyone. Especially
as an entrepreneur too, you know, we're always like about success and going after these big things and big goals, and you know, you tell people about this stuff, and then when you come to a certain point, it can be really tough, not just to admit to other people, but to yourself. I think that's even bigger, to admit to yourself.
Yeah. And my parents supported me in starting the business, and so I felt like, you know, I had let them down in a way.
Yeah.
But my dad told me something very, very important that really stuck with me.
Yeah.
Because I told my parents, I said, I don't know how to tell you this, but I think I'm depressed.
Yeah.
I said, I failed. I'm a failure. And my dad said, your business failed. You are not a failure. The business failed. So it's two separate things.
Yeah.
It's not one and the same.
Right.
So yeah, they really helped help me get back up on my feet.
Yeah, because we often like the things that happen to us in our lives, we define ourselves by those things, right? And so, like, I don't know if you guys can relate to any of this stuff. You know, if you've gone through you've started a certain business venture and maybe it didn't work out, and it can be really tough to pick yourself back up. You know, especially like you were saying, like if you're in a relationship and there's so much on the line. Yeah. But you know, and this is the reason why I wanted to share this with you guys and to bring Kym here, is to let you know that it's possible. It's totally possible to just decide to do something different, to just decide like, okay, this didn't work out. It's okay. Something different.
Yeah.
Lessons that you learned from that whole experience
From
that you're
that
bringing
experience.
into what you're doing now.
And number one is to love yourself. Why? Like, love myself. But I really feel that, you know, unless you value yourself, you don't have any value. So unless you love yourself, you take care of yourself, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and physically, then you're able to take care of other people and to give more to other people around you.
100%.
Number two would be personal development.
Okay.
So I'm a huge believer in grow. And
right.
The more you grow yourself personally, the more your business will grow, the more your career will grow, your family, whatever it is that you're putting your time and effort into will grow.
Yeah.
And lastly, well, I kind of touched on it earlier, is that don't be afraid to fail and make mistakes, to fall down. Don't be afraid, because I would say some of the most golden lessons that I have in my life today were from times that I've made a mistake or I've fallen down or you know, we lost. And when you think about successful people today, you know, the PayPals, the Amazons, the Alibabas, those founders, people see that. That's what they see.
Right.
But they don't know how many times Jack Ma has failed. They don't know
or
how
made
many
mistakes.
times.
Yeah.
Exactly. They don't know how many times they've been made a laughing stock or mistakes.
You don't know like all of the behind the scenes stuff and the stuff that it takes to have an established Amazon website or like an established, you know, people always see the end result. But there's just so much more to it than that. And I think, you know, you mentioned love yourself. I think we hear this very often. It's like, oh yeah, love yourself. But
it sounds so cheesy.
It does, and it sounds cliche, but it's honestly internalize what that means, to accept yourself and the mistakes that you make, and to believe in what you're going after, to believe in yourself. Having that is just you're wherever you go in life, right?
Yeah.
So when you're having that belief within you, it really can push you through and pull you through these hard times.
Yeah.
And I think also like doing what you love, right? Just being really passionate about what it is that you're working on, because that's going to pull you through the tough times too, right?
Exactly. Yeah. If you don't love what you're doing, then there's no point. Like once you hit a bump in the road, it's easy for you to just quit.
Yeah, totally. So what is your passion right now? What are you involved in right now?
Well, right now, my husband and I are really passionate about sharing the message of health and wellness and just simplifying that message. I'm sure you're aware that today there's so many different methods that people are sharing out there.
Yeah.
That, okay, if you cut out the carbs, you'll lose weight, or if you cut this out, you're gonna
like the diet.
There's so many, or this
stuff.
is the best workout, or if you do this, do that.
Yeah.
And I'm one of those people who was so lost. Like, what am I supposed to do? Like, I just want to be a healthy person. I just want to get more out of my life, to live long, to be with those I love longer. And so, you know, we're really wanting to just spread that message to people, make it fun for people, and show people simple ways that they can actually have healthier habits at home.
So making it more of a lifestyle rather than a short-term
lifestyle. Yeah, it's not just, you know, for the summer bod or for the wedding bod, it's for life.
Yeah.
So that, and we're also very passionate about giving back. So that's actually one of the main reasons why I started a business in the first place, is because I wanted to make a difference somewhere in my community, in the world, anywhere.
Yeah.
So with my t-shirt business, we were donating to an orphanage in the Philippines. So we were supporting them.
Nice. Yeah.
And then today we support a foundation that actually helps those around the world who don't have enough food or nutrition, or those places that are hit with natural disasters.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I think for me, one of my dreams is to be able to just travel to different places in the world and volunteer my time.
Yeah.
So
that's awesome. And is that part of what happiness means to you?
Yeah. I don't know if you've heard the saying that if you want something, you give it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like if you want more money, you give.
The more, if you, or I've heard it a little bit differently, but yeah.
Same
definitely.
idea, right? Or if you want more time, give your time.
Yeah.
Yeah, so.
Awesome. That's incredible, Kym. Well, we have a question that just came in. So, oh, look at that. That's cool. We have two questions. So first question is, what would you say to someone who doesn't have the support of their family?
Ooh.
That's a really good question.
That is a good question. Because, I'm very fortunate that my family's behind me, but there's so many of my fellow entrepreneurs who don't have their families supporting them, whether because they're not here on this earth anymore or they just really don't support them. I would say go and find a community, because there's so many people. You'll be surprised at how many people out there are actually on the same journey as you, on the same path, or have the same desires as you.
Totally.
So go out there and look for communities locally, communities online. There's endless places that you can find support from people. That's really one of my one of the things that I'm really grateful for is that here in Vancouver, there's a lot of entrepreneurs. Actually, I met you guys because of an entrepreneurial circle.
Yeah, a business venture that we did.
Yeah. So support doesn't have to come from your family. There's lots of people out there who will support you. I mean, you have these guys, on your community. There's a lot of support there from the people who are on the same journey.
I'm just gonna add to that. When we first started out, it was business networking meetings and attending these meetings with other like-minded people who are all about success and going after freedom and what you love. It was because we were around those people that really lifted us up to believe oh, hey, we can do this too, right? Yeah. And I think it's really important to surround yourself with supportive people. So if you don't have that in your close network, then definitely reach out, go to even meetup.com.
Meetups.
And check out your Facebook groups, and there's endless places to find a community of like-minded people, for sure.
Yes.
Cool. And our second question is, how do you find your passion?
Ooh,
that's a juicy one.
That is a really...
I think, I think for what I would answer to this question is really pay attention to how you feel when you are, dabbling in different things, different experiences. And, if you haven't found something that makes you feel oh, I love this so much, I'm so excited to be doing this. If you haven't found that yet, then try as much as you can to try new experiences and go on adventures and go meet some new friends and do some new things.
Get out there.
Yeah, absolutely. Try and experience as much as you can, because I think that is priority. If you don't have your passion, then just don't go all in with something that you think is going to make you money, because if you're chasing the money, it's not going to work out really in the end. It might feel good in the beginning, but if you're just chasing the money, you have to love the process of it, to stick with it, and to really see success.
Yeah.
I don't know if you add anything.
No, that was really good. I was actually also thinking that almost as if passion finds you instead of you finding the passion.
How so? Can you explain that?
Because as you live your life and as you're going out there, you're exploring new things,
Yeah.
You just discover that this is what I actually love to do, and I never thought that it would be something I love to do.
I think most of the time, when well, for me at least, when I was in school going to university, and you have to pick something to do with your life, most of us don't really know at that point what we're going to do. And I was just pursuing a career in medicine because I had good grades. Like, oh yeah, you become an engineer, doctor, lawyer, whatever, right?
Yeah.
And but you really, is something that doesn't get you excited. Like waking up every day, doctor, and no offense against doctors, we love you, thank you for taking care of us. But I'm just saying, like, if that's not something that personally gets you excited, then try as many other things as possible. It's really important. Yeah. Very cool. So I had another question for you, Kym. What were or let's say this, what is the best advice that you've received so far?
Best advice that I've received in my journey so far.
Yeah.
There's so much.
You can pick on like a few that stand out in your head.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would say one of them would be learning about mindset.
Mm-hmm.
So the advice of, I think it's Henry Ford who said this. He said that whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right.
Yeah.
And so learning from people about mindset and self-talk, that's really been a big one for me.
Yeah.
To what I said earlier about self-love, loving yourself. You guys are going to have so many haters out there and people who doubt you out there. You don't need another one, which is yourself.
Totally.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
You can leave that to other people.
Yeah.
So just learning that my words matter, that was a huge one in my journey. If I say like, oh, I can't.
Yeah.
Or I'm never going to achieve that.
Right. Paying attention to your language.
Yeah, I'm really never going to achieve that. So paying attention to my language was a huge one. One of them is about the word try. I don't know if you've heard people, like, my friends call me the try police because when you say, well, for example, someone says, oh, can you come to my birthday party? And you say, I'll try.
Yeah.
That means no.
Yeah.
So when you actually use the word try means to struggle.
Yeah.
There's a struggle involved.
Yeah.
And so it's either just yes or no.
Right.
And so for those of you who are thinking of starting your own businesses, instead of saying, oh, I'll try to start a business.
Yeah.
Just go there and say, I'm going to start a business.
Yeah. And it comes back to, and too, this is like a recurring theme, because you have to really trust yourself. If you say yes to something, that you trust yourself, you're going to follow through with it, or no.
Yeah.
Right. I think in the beginning, it's important to say yes to a lot of things, to find out what is being most with you. But once you get to a certain, you can say like, no, that's not for me. Right.
Yeah.
And that's how you find out, as entrepreneurs, I'm sure you guys can agree, you find out a lot about yourself when you're starting your own business, running your own business. It's a discovery journey in itself.
It is.
And it's really fun, I would say. We have some more questions here. I want to do my dream, but I don't have the money to pursue it. What should I do?
You don't need money to pursue your dream, first of all. That's what I would say. There's so many creative ways out there, especially in the world we live in today. There's so many ways that you can fund a dream, or you can ways to get started on your dream.
Yeah.
Also on what your dream is, but a lot of things don't even cost money to get started. Dream is to start a YouTube channel. Money, you just need a cell phone and your time and some content, and you're good to go. So I would say be creative. Be creative. There's so many ways out there that you can think of to actually help fund your dream. There's the support of friends and family. Honestly, when my husband and I lost everything and we wanted to start up again, get back up and go into business again, we didn't have money, so we asked for help from our family.
Yeah.
And if you guys don't have there's places online that you can go to. There is, you know, the Kickstarters and the GoFundMes and all those different sources. So be creative, think outside the box. There's lots of ways that you guys can get started without going out of pocket.
Yeah, I think the important thing here is to not limit yourself into thinking, oh, I can't do my dream if I don't have money. Just think about maybe what is one little step that you can take that doesn't involve, but it will be a step towards your dream, right? When I was first pursuing my music career, nobody even knew I could sing. I had this little dark secret inside of me. I was like, oh, I want to be a singer one day, right? And nobody. So I didn't have the money to like enter into artist development contracts and to do music videos at the time and all this stuff. But what I did have was Google. So I looked up, how to design your own websites or, how to make my own graphics. And I started my presence with the help of Jewel too. We did that together. We had to learn it ourselves. Just think about what is that one little step that you can take that doesn't involve money. And like you said, it comes down to being creative. There are unlimited, there really are.
Yeah.
You just gotta flip your mindset a little bit to not have it like, oh, it's just money that will lend me to my dreams, right?
And it might even take some sacrifices, right? Perhaps you're spending $100 a month on takeout, let's just say. Maybe you can cut down on that and then put money in.
Yeah.
Or this is something that I did today because I'm a big believer in minimalism and decluttering your space. So I've actually sold a lot of my stuff.
Okay, cool.
And they're not for a lot of money, but those of you who are starting a business, that can be something that you can save up to put towards your dreams.
Totally. Yeah. I bet some of you guys have a lot of stuff at home that is like they're just been sitting there for years, and it can definitely be turned into something useful. Just remember, money is energy, right? It's just a form that will, that will lead you to something else, whether it's an opportunity or to get a tool that you need to use, right? So it's not the end all be all.
Yeah.
Awesome. So where are you going next, Kym? Let us know, like what exactly are you doing day to day right now, and what is a goal of yours that you'd love to achieve in the next year or so, let's say?
Well, you guys know that I recently started a YouTube channel as well, and so that's something that I've really been enjoying so much, and you guys inspire me in that space as well. So I really want to have more collaborations on my YouTube channel in the health and wellness realm of things. And so that's kind of one of my focuses. And number two, I also have a big project that is going to be giving back to the local community. So I don't know if you already know that I have a Guinness World Record attempt that is going to be happening this year. So
I did not. No, tell us about that, please.
I won't divulge too much, but basically it's going to be a Guinness World Record, and the proceeds are going to be profiting a nonprofit here locally. So
amazing. That's exciting.
It's been in the works for a while. I mean, as you guys can imagine, it's not an easy project, but that's another lesson or another golden nugget for you guys, is that when you're uncomfortable, that's where the growth happens. So don't be scared of getting out of your comfort zone, because that's when you're actually getting somewhere. Kind of like in working out, speaking of health and wellness, when you're working out and you're lifting weights, for example, it's uncomfortable, it's heavy.
Yeah.
It's carrying your muscles.
You're like, oh, when is this over?
Exactly. But that is actually what's going to make you stronger.
Right.
So yeah, those two I would say are
Very cool.
Focus is right now.
Yeah, well, we're gonna put Kym's YouTube channel link down below in the description. So, or if you guys are on Facebook, in the comments. So definitely stay tuned with. And I'm going to too. I'm intrigued by this Guinness World Record thing. But she has a lot of great content. I know you do vlogs, right?
Yeah.
And different all sorts of videos on her adventures. So yeah, that's awesome. That's great.
Thank you.
Well, I had just a couple more questions before we wrap it up. And this, I don't know what starting their own business, but procrastinated, doubt, but it's just like not moving, but they want to inside. What would be like advise them to take, or
what would be a step
to get started?
To get started. Honestly, it's like a bad answer, but my answer is to just do it. Have that moment where you're like, okay, 20 seconds of courage, and I'm just gonna go and press start on that YouTube channel or whatever it is, right? So just do it. And excuse me.
No problem. We're not promoting Starbucks at all.
Our product placement already, and I just love Starbucks.
Yeah.
Okay, so in terms of the mindset, I would say think about to leave this world. That's one of the biggest takeaways for me, is that life is so short.
Yeah.
And you use every day. Our every day. You lose people you love. Life is short. So the more that you procrastinate, the more you let fear envelope you and take over.
Right. Yeah.
To suddenly say bye tomorrow and not have given your life a chance.
Right.
To live that life that you really wanted. So I would say that just starting with a mindset shift.
Yeah.
Self out in terms of the how.
Yeah, right? That's really powerful. Is how. So, what would your obituary look like for going
I mean,
that
it
dark,
sounds
right?
Morbid, but
it's true. Like how would you want to leave? Is it a really big legacy? Is it just maybe just taking care of your family, or yeah, I think that's great. You know what? And I want to kind of seal it off with that, because I think that's really important. So maybe a good exercise or activity for you guys is to really think about, what would I want? How would I want to leave this world? After I've gone, what have I accomplished? So I think that's great. That's really great.
Thank you.
Thanks so much for being here, Kym, and sharing your story. I know like a lot of it is like really personal and experience that you went through. So it takes a lot of courage to share that. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah, awesome. And thanks so much, guys, for tuning in through Facebook and YouTube. Once again, I'm going to put Kym's channel link down below, so make sure you stay tuned.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks so much for watching.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Bye.